In the village square, children's laughter fills the air as they gather stones under the bright morning sun. Bobby Martin and Dickie Delacroix stand out amidst the innocent gathering, their faces alight with youthful energy. The stones glint ominously in the sunlight, casting long shadows that hint at the darkness beneath the surface. An unsettling calm blankets the scene, the cheerful facade masking the impending storm. In the village square, a crowd gathers, their faces etched with a mix of anticipation and unease. Men cluster together, their voices low, while women exchange nervous glances. Children dart through the growing throng, their innocent laughter a stark contrast. Mr. Summers orchestrates the scene, his brisk movements heightening the underlying tension. The air thickens with unspoken dread as the lottery preparations unfold. In the village square, Mr. Summers sets the black box upon a weathered stool, its presence commanding a somber respect. The ancient, splintered box whispers tales of tradition, a relic clinging to the last threads of a fading past. A respectful distance is kept as villagers gather, their expressions a mix of apprehension and solemn anticipation. The box sits alone for a moment. The light catches the dust dancing in the air. Villagers stand back. In the village square, Mr. Summers calls names, each syllable hanging heavy in the air. Heads of households step forward, their faces grim as they approach the ominous box. Each hand trembles slightly as they draw a slip, a silent dread permeating the air. The tension is palpable, a heavy blanket of anticipation smothering the square. In the sun-drenched village square, Old Man Warner stands firm, his weathered face a mask of disapproval, and his eyes like flint. He surveys the villagers, his gaze a mixture of disdain and deep concern as shadows lengthen around him. His voice, a low grumble against the gentle breeze, carries a dire warning to anyone listening. Foolishness, pure foolishness. They'll regret abandoning the lottery. Mark my words, he mutters, a prophecy hanging in the air. In the village square, Bill Hutchinson reaches into the box, his hand betraying a tremor as the crowd watches with bated breath. A wave of murmurs ripples through the villagers, all eyes focused intensely on Bill. Bill's face, already lined with worry, darkens as he unfolds the slip. The weight of the moment settles heavily upon him as he stares at the fateful paper in his trembling hand. Mr. Summers' voice booms, sealing Bill Hutchinson's fate in the packed village square. A wave of murmurs sweeps through the crowd, a chilling blend of dread and anticipation. A sharp cry shatters the tense silence as Tessie Hutchinson bursts forward. Tessie's face twists in disbelief and rising panic as she cries, "It wasn't fair, it wasn't right." In the village square, the Hutchinson family advances, their faces a mix of grim resolve and nervous apprehension. Bill, Tessie, and their children reach into the ominous box, their fates hanging in the balance. The sound of rustling paper cuts through the heavy silence. Each draw a step closer to the unknown. A palpable tension fills the square, the weight of tradition pressing down on everyone present. Youthful innocence is overshadowed as the family confronts the gravity of the ritual, their destinies intertwined. Tessie's hand trembles, unfolding the slip. A collective gasp sweeps the square as the black spot confirms her darkest fear. Her face contorts, disbelief morphing into raw horror as fate's cruel reality crashes down upon her. Piercing screams tear through the air, a primal cry of despair echoing in the stunned silence. Villagers watch, faces a mask of pity and grim acceptance, unable to look away from the unfolding tragedy. In the village square, a silent transformation unfolds as villagers begin to gather, their expressions hardening with grim resolve. Even the children, moments ago filled with laughter, now join the solemn task, their small hands lifting heavy stones. The stones accumulate, each one a symbol of their collective resolve. Steve Adams, his face set, adds his stone to the growing pile. Beside him, Mrs. Delacroix's determined gaze reflects the gravity of their purpose. The village square, once a place of joy, now echoes with the heavy silence of gathering stones, a prelude to what is to come. In the village square, Tessie Hutchinson trembles, her eyes wide with raw terror as she confronts her fate. "Please, no, it isn't fair. You can't do this." Her voice cracks, a desperate plea against the unyielding crowd. The first stone hurtles through the air, a brutal punctuation to her cries. Another, and another. Each impact a crushing blow against her fragile hope. She stumbles, pain contorting her face as the hail of stones intensifies. Her desperate cries are lost in the rising tide of violence. In the village square, Delacroix extends a stone, his face grim. Harry Jones, barely a child, strains to accept the stone, his small hands reaching. The stone passes, a symbol of the ritual's reach into every corner of the community. Innocence confronts duty as the weight of tradition settles upon young shoulders. Sunlight bathes the village square, where dust motes swirl in the air, carrying whispers of anticipation. Old Man Warner, weathered by time, stands amidst the villagers, his face etched with urgency. He gestures with a gnarled hand, a silent plea for haste in the ritual about to unfold. "Come on now. Let's not dawdle," he urges, his voice raspy with a strange mix of fear and excitement. "We need to finish this lottery before noon," he declares, his words hanging heavy in the expectant air. In the village square, Tessie Hutchinson collapses, her body bruised and bloodied from the merciless stoning. Stones rain down as the villagers, faces blank and cold, continue their brutal assault. The air is thick with dust and the heavy silence of ritual, broken only by the thud of stones. Chaos reigns as the community turns executioner, their humanity lost in the frenzy. The stoning ends. Tessie Hutchinson lies still, a testament to the village's brutal tradition. Silence descends as the villagers, their faces grim, survey the aftermath. Dust and blood mingle on their skin. The lottery is complete, its grim conclusion hanging heavy in the air. A chilling tableau of communal violence and acceptance. Mr. Summers orchestrates the villagers, his gestures sharp against the backdrop of the village square. The villagers, a collective force, scrub the stone paving, their movements driven by a shared purpose. Water washes away the grim traces, erasing the stark evidence of recent violence. The square transforms, shedding its dark memory to reveal the picture of rural normalcy. A sense of forced calm settles as the village returns to its familiar, peaceful state. In the village square, children tentatively resume their games, their laughter a fragile echo in the tense air. A palpable sense of dread lingers, a silent shadow cast over the innocent merriment. Life in the village awkwardly continues, a forced normalcy masking the unease. The square is a stage where the play of everyday life resumes, though forever changed. As dusk descends, villagers retreat, their faces obscured by shadow, their thoughts locked away. The setting sun paints the village in hues of fading light, casting long, ominous shadows. A sense of unease hangs heavy in the air, an unspoken tension gripping the homes. The darkening landscape mirrors the hidden fears and secrets within the village. Each closed door guards a story, each shadow a silent witness to unseen struggles. The village holds its breath, waiting for the full cloak of night to conceal its mysteries. In the dim light of the Hutchinson house, Bill sits alone, his face etched with guilt and sorrow. His eyes, fixed and distant, reflect the haunting memory of his wife's tragic death. A heavy silence fills the room, broken only by the soft creaks of the old house. Upstairs, his children sleep, unaware of the darkness that has befallen their home. Each shadow seems to whisper secrets of the past, amplifying Bill's torment. He remains motionless, a solitary figure consumed by grief and regret. In the village cemetery, an unmarked grave whispers of forgotten horrors, swallowed by the uncaring earth. Neatly tended graves stand in stark contrast, each a silent accusation against the anonymity of Tessie Hutchinson's fate. Sunlight casts long shadows over the neglected plot, a visual testament to a village's dark secret. The wind sighs through the cemetery, carrying the unspoken name of Tessie, a haunting melody of injustice. 1 year later, dust swirls as the worn black box is dragged into the village square. Villagers gather, their faces a canvas of anticipation and creeping dread. Unspoken tension fills the air, a silent prelude to the lottery. Each shadow seems to deepen as they await their fate. The ritual is about to begin again, sealing their destiny. In the village square, Mr. Summers' voice booms, each name resonating with the weight of tradition and impending doom. Anticipation and dread mingle, a palpable tension gripping the villagers as the lottery commences. The lottery hangs heavy, a ritual shrouded in mystery, a curse woven into the fabric of their lives. An unbreakable bond of dread binds the community together in this grim annual ceremony. In the sunlit village square, dust motes dance, illuminating the scene. A young girl stands at the edge of the crowd, her face tilted towards the sky. Her wide, innocent eyes reflect the ancient rituals unfolding before her. She is a silent observer, a blank slate for the future's grand design. Will she question tradition, or become another thread in its tapestry? Golden light bathes the village as the sun sets, a stark contrast to the lottery's looming shadow. The warm hues of the sunset clash with an undercurrent of unease, a beauty tainted by foreboding. Shadows lengthen, mirroring the growing apprehension that grips the village. A deceptive calm settles as the golden light fades, masking the storm about to break. The beauty of the dying sun serves as a poignant reminder of what is at stake. Under the cloak of night, the village square stands deserted, an eerie silence amplifying the long shadows cast by the moon. A weathered black box sits alone at the square's heart, its presence a stark contrast to the secrets buried deep within the village. Darkness shrouds the village, concealing its ancient past beneath a veil of tradition and whispered tales. The box remains an enigma, its silent vigil, a haunting reminder of the unknown forces at play in the sleeping village.